this week's broadcast of the Esports Tower Rumble in Rocket League. We're broadcasting it from the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. It is time for our Week 6 of the Rocket League Rumble. This week we have a brand new team vying for our top spot. Can the Kings of Dire challenge our current top teams? Well, we'll have to wait and see how things shake out. Let's hop into our Week 6 games, and today I'm still going to be your host as usual, Artie Nerdy Bird Rain, and joining me on desk is going to be Colin. All right, so we have a brand new team. Do you have any words of advice for them?
Words of advice for brand new teams? Just go out there and give it your shot. Give it your best. I feel like if it's your first weekend, just feel it out. You know, don't take anything super seriously, but also give it your heart. Give it your all.
All right, so have fun, but still try your best. And this is how Rocket League in general for the Esports Tower works out. It is 3v3 soccer, best of 5, single elimination, and golden goal in sudden death. Well, hopefully for me, we'll be seeing some sudden death tonight because I absolutely love overtime. It's both exhausting, exciting, and anxiety-inducing for everyone involved. And if we get there, good luck to everyone involved. And today, this is our week. These are our teams this week in attendance. We have the Esports Tower Eagles, Team Movement, the Gators, Pangolin, I'm going to say that name very wrong, and then the Kings of Dire that are coming in as our wild card. So good luck to you guys. Definitely going to have a lot of VOD review opportunities from this week's Rumble. And to start out, we are actually going to be able to see the Eagles going against the Kings of Dire, and then Team Movement actually has a bye into the Grand Finals. Team Movement definitely has demonstrated their prowess, and so getting that bye doesn't mean a whole lot to them because they know in their hearts they would have won it anyway. So let's jump into our first game here between Team Eagles and Kings of Dire.
That's a pretty good start, you know, the first team coming out. Yeah. Getting into the Grand Finals.
I'm very excited for that, but also Kings of Dire, we gave you our words of advice from the desk, but these are Doc's keys to the game for Rocket League presented by Esports Tower, and they might help you win in this first match and advance your way to the Grand Finals. And for that, it is create those mistakes, punish the overcommits, play the walls better, and demo in the goal. Doc's keys to the game are presented today by Esports Tower, where you can score pro advice at esportstower.com, improve your game sense, improve your team play, and improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up.
Getting right into it. Let's set the kickoff. Off the wall, right off the back. We're going to have a little one already coming off. Kane's going to sit off the backboard. Pro Slayer's going to go ahead and kick it off the backboard. Pro
Slayer's just leaving Protato right there, too. That's great, Pyro Slayer. Thank you for doing that. Just let them suffer for a little bit.
Right off the bat. Who would have thought? Rule 1 right there. That's rather unfortunate.
I'm trying to read this one player's name that we have for King of Dire with a really long name. I think it's something Plea, but I can't tell.
I would just say Plea, probably. I don't know if you want to say all those A's.
It's Plea. We're going to go with that. Pyro Slayer going in, trying to get a clear. Baby goes to the challenge, finds it, gets it all the way to the mid. That Rule 1 is still happening. So we are experiencing 2v2. A goal is scored by, I believe this is the original Baby here on the Eagles team right now. So that Rule 1 is now gone. Let's see if it happens again. I doubt it.
That's one way to break the rule line. Around the kickoff, it's going to be in orange territory. Crayon's going to get a power shot onto the side wall. How they get for player. The 50 coming off of it. Now we're going to have Canyon with possession. He's going to attempt to get it over Protato, but doesn't get it around. Protato's going to pinch it right into the net. The Baby almost to the shot, just barely off. Now Pop. Another 50 coming out from Plea. Pro Slayer now possession. Crayon. Now going to fly over the ball. Protato going to flick it over 1. Won't be able to get it over Plea, though. Oh, Canyon with the touch. Canyon with the backboard. This is a shot dropping down. Plea. Oh, wow.
Pyro Slayer with a fantastic save, bringing up 50-50 between them and Cran. They lose it, but Gababy comes in to help them out. Pop gets a great clear off of that shot on goal. Gababy not giving up just yet. Does have Pyro Slayer to help them out. Goes to the backboard touch, does not find a Plea with another great clear. Ball still here in the corner. Pyro Slayer looking for an opportunity. Pop finally gets connection with it, brings it across that midfield stripe.
Pop's going to flick it over one. Gababy getting an interesting little touch on it. Protato not going to get the bicycle kick over 1. Crayon's going to beat Protato into 50. Protato now having possession of the ball, staying with it. Not going to be able to get it for a decent center for a shot potential. Gababy now going to give him 50 off the wall. Crayon might get a second touch here. Protato in third man position. Off is going to get a decent little clear here. Plea popping it over 1. Setting it down, gets the bubble to Gababy, and wow! that is going to tie the game up right there with 2 minutes and 43 seconds left.
Yes, this is now it's complicated 0-0 situation between these two teams. We still have a little bit more than half of this match left. By a little bit, I mean 10 seconds. And see what happens. Typically, the team that goes up by 2 does end up winning it out, but that means someone has to get to that 3-point score mark in the next 2 minutes.
Getting that early lead is definitely detrimental to the morality. Pro Slayer now getting a flick, not going to get quite over Plea. The baby now going up in the air for the 50 touch. Not going to be contested. Plea. It's going to disrupt it. Maybe some uncertainty touch. The baby now have the second with the pinch off the side. Going to the sidewall now, sending it around off the backboard. Nobody's going to quite be there to take a shot though. Now Plea has given up possession. A shot on net. It's going to be just barely off the sidewall now.
Cran manages to carry it across the front of the goal. The baby goes for the challenge. It does get cleared. Plea is now going to go for that challenge against Pyro Slayer. Pyro manages to get the clear, pops it up to Potato, tries to dunk it down in net. Papasaur yet again finding another save. Ball in the corner does get cleared out by Cran to the midfield where Baby immediately volleys it back. Popsaur elevates and sends it to the corner.
Each team is playing their 3 positions very well. It seems to me they know what their positions mean to do. And with 2 players in net, a shot on net's going to cancel it out. Pro getting it past 2, almost gets Plea to own goal onto his own net. Kababy, not the touch on the side, an open net, and Potato's going to slam it in, bringing them up 1.
That shot on goal before that was quite risky. I don't know what happened between 2 of those defenders. Thankfully, Plea did come swooping in at the last minute, but it seems like a slight miscommunication. Got to make sure you keep those comms open to everyone that's currently playing. And if you're listening, that's also an important aspect of Rocket League. But Plea is like, okay, shut up already. Now watch my awesome play. Bringing the King of Dire up to 2 as well. We are tied yet again, 1 minute and 3 seconds on the clock.
That bump onto what I believe was Potato or Pro Slayer was the sole reason why King of Dire got that goal there. A very creative touch. Pro Slayer now with the midfield air pass. The shot, Kababy. The pressure is on for the Kings of Dire right now. Shot after shot. None of them are going to connect for the ET Eagles though. As the Kings of Dire is going to push it back into the blue side. Marionette, Kababy now has possession. Please going to get a 50 challenge.
Ball gets dunked down. Baby comes in, spikes it up. Papasaur does manage to bring it into the corner. Potato's going to go past that ball, allowing Pyro Slayer to come in. Can't maintain possession. Plea at the midfield will lose out to Potato, but double defenders. Cran will be demoed. Ball at the mid. Baby volleys it across to the back wall. Goes for the rebound. It does get redirected to Pyro Slayer, but it's immediately sent to the far wall. Papasaur now looking across that midfield stripe. Loses that possession yet again to Pyro Slayer, who volleys it to Potato. Shot on goal a little bit too wide, and we are now in overtime.
There's that golden goal set in death you're hoping for there.
I adore it. I'm hoping it doesn't go 18 minutes, but if it does, I'll take it. It's okay. It happens.
That might set the world's longest record for longest ET overtime.
I mean, it gets painful, and it gets very, very, I don't know, white-knuckly, nail-biting situations, but we've got the ball currently on the back third of the King of Dire side of the field. Looking for a clear, we have Plea find it. It does hit that corner pocket on the wall. Cran off the back wall. Has an opportunity to find it again, but Plea ends up with possession. Plays too many touches, and the ball does get cleared and challenged by Baby. Potato already rotating back, but Popsaur pops it up in the midfield. Has an opportunity to get a second touch, but misses it. On Potato to get a secondary touch. Popsaur still trying to rally back and get possession of this ball. Does finally decide to rotate to the back third.
Now Plea getting the 50 off the ground there. On the backboard, Babe's going to go ahead and clear it though. Crown's going to send it right back off the backboard. Going to drop down for the net. Potato's going to get a good clear. Pro Slayer getting around 1. Now only a 1v1. No, but Potato's going to come in. Slight miscommunication on their side though. Potato. Now getting a slight mistouch just around the corner.
And we do have a correction. The blue team is actually King of Dire while the Eagles are in orange. Still, we are tied to a side. So no matter what, both teams equal right now. One of them will make it to the end, and I will let you know which one that is once we hit that final score.
Now Pop getting off the backboard. Potato with the second touch here. Not going to quite get it, but Baby's going to go to get it clear. Crayon sending it up, but not just after getting demoed though. Pro Slayer now having a lot of field control to himself. Potato going to get a touch with the Baby getting a shot on net. It's going to be just wide. Lee over 1. Now it's possession of the ball. Gonna attempt to flick it over, but doesn't. Wow, demo to demo coming out here.
It's really interesting that we're seeing so many demos right now, and we're almost crossing into that 2-minute territory for overtime. But the Eagles definitely been working on creating mistakes to allow these goal-scoring opportunities for themselves in this past week with their coaches. Let's see if that pays off here, if they're able to force the side of the King of Dire to make a mistake to open up this goal for them, or if the King of Dire will do the same to them.
So Taylor going to demo now on the pop, but doesn't quite get it. A very strategic demo there. Pro Taylor with the redirect back on the net. Wow!
Ooh, beautiful, and with that, the golden goal goes to the King of Dire. As I said, that scoreboard is backwards, as are the colors. So King of Dire will advance into our best-of-7 series for the grand finals and have to go up against Team Movement, who has been a definite fighting force to go up against in past Rumbles. Let's see how that shakes out, but before we get there, we are going to take a quick break. My apologies, I messed up. I read the script wrong. Okay, so how do you feel about that game? How do you feel about the King of Dire? I mean, I know that the teams were backwards, but either way, I feel like both did really well.
Yeah, no, they both did really well. I think they really got onto a good little card session there between understanding of their demos need to be a little more strategic. They had the right idea going for them. There was a lot of pressure being created. They were not finding the goals, the shots on goals they wanted. So what's the next thing you do? Try out a demo. And it was working, but I think they need to be a little more targeted next time.
Targeted demoing, I mean, I get it. It makes sense, but I feel bad for whoever ends up being the permanent target, because typically that means you've been just doing a little bit too much work for your team, and that puts a giant red X on your back. But, you know, if you do end up in that situation, take it as a compliment at the same time. Apologies if it ends up happening. And we are going to get to see a quick replay here, it looks like.
I believe this is the next game.
Oh, yes, this is the next game.
Post there with the ball. I think you see a little bit of bumping coming out of here. Pop with the shot on net. It's gonna get past Potato. Already coming out with the banger shot. Going to put the Eagles up by 1 here.
I'm glad you kept track of that, because my brain definitely did not. We've got Potato going for a clear at the 50. A challenge with a slight bump in mid-flight was not enough, but the baby's going to be able to corral this one for a couple of seconds off the back wall, now being dragged down by Grant. Lee tried to open that field up, but couldn't do it. Potato and Gababy and Pro Slayer. Well, Pyro Slayer are going to manage to bring this ball to the back third. Fantastic demo onto the keeper, but is it going to be enough? Can Potato capitalize quickly here? They will not. So Papator is going to manage to grab that ball, bring it across the midfield stripe, but immediately drops it down to Pyro Slayer.
There is a certain level of art to the art of demoing. The sort of finesse you need to have in order to properly execute it. And just randomly demoing, you may see some success out of it, but you know, like I said, with targeted demoing of going after, you know, the second or third man in rotation is really big. And that's one thing I think the Kings of Dire might want to do here to release some pressure. I mean, all three of them are just sitting in net there. And the Kings of Dire are going to catch them in a little bit of a jam right there. They got lucky. Gababy was able to save the shot on net. Out to 50 going out.
Potato gets a great pop at the midfield. Ball's going to get volleyed immediately back. Pyro Slayer clears it to the corner. Potato gets a slight touch on it, but not enough to forget that Klee is there. Cran again from the corner, tries to center it up. Baby will pop it up using a great back pass to themselves, actually. Tries to play it around Fran. It's going to go off the backboard to Potato. Potato taking a few touches, plays it around one, plays it around another, but ends up getting demoed in the process.
That pass was just a little bit too far out the flick of Potato's hood. Now the baby's going to attempt to carry it in, but going to denied by Klee. Klee's going to get an interesting little 50 from falling from the air. The baby out the first touch off the wall. Second, it's going to get stopped by Pop. Now Pop not in possession of the ball. Pro Slayer's going to attempt, but decides not to go up for that. It's a smart decision to play for your teammates. Now with all the confusion being on the ET Eagle side, Potato now in possession and all the room in the world to work with and a lot of boost to do it. Going to attempt the 50. He's not going to quite get it though.
Baby's going to send this ball into the corner. It takes an awkward angle, goes flat against that goal, allows Klee to get possession. Plays it around Pyro Slayer, who tried to get another touch onto it by cutting in. Potato with a help from the baby is going to keep this opportunity alive. Ball still on the back third of the Eagles side of the field. Professor is going to elevate with the ball for a moment, but the ball is going to get dunked down in the net by Potato.
A heartbreaking double commit there. I think just absolutely ruined their chances of recovering and preventing that goal from being scored. Now we are in a complicated 0 situation.
And we have less than 2 minutes left, so someone needs to start making a change here. We've seen a few double commits, not as many as we've seen in the past, but they definitely need to start getting cleaned up. Also, again, I feel like most teams suffer from this at times, especially in the early stages in these first couple of games, taking too many touches and not anticipating pressure to be put on them. We've seen demos result from that, and we've seen, you know, misconnections as well as the entire possession of the ball be taken away.
Now the baby.
Oh
Leaving
no.
the net open. Quite an interesting touch there. Looked like a miscommunication to the team. What a simple ground pass almost turned into absolute devastation for the Eagles there. Post there, getting an accidental backwards touch. Oh, but they're just going to be able to clear it. The ball was dangerously hanging in front of their net. Lee getting a good dribble, hanging over their net.
Professor is going to pop it against the wall. Unfortunately, though, it ends up with Potato, who's going to go for 50-50. I believe that was against Cran, and it results in Flea being able to push forward. Shot on goal. Elevation from Pyro Slayer will save it. Baby goes for the second challenge. Potato goes to stop the rebound. Professor goes for that challenge. Clean out, colliding with Potato. Pyro Slayer looking for an opportunity. Allows the ball to get touched by Baby. Crossing down midfield stripe. Professor, though, who seems to be all over the place, already back towards their own goal. Baby shot a little bit too flat.
Baby really going off some ball chasing there. Crayon now a little overcommitting. Not going to be able to get a good quality touch on it. Please sending it off the sidewall. Might have a shot here. Doesn't quite get it though. Pop with the 50 with the baby. Keeping possession of the ball. Popping up the sidewall. Closer is going to get it past one. Clean now with a lot of room and air to work with. Getting the first touch. Almost getting the second touch.
Okay, again, we are in overtime. This messed up my brain after that last one. I seriously thought we were in game 5 for some reason.
All right.
Because typically, you know, you see these at the end, but if we see them every single game for the best of 5 series, I'm fine with that. Honestly, I'd like to see us go all the way to a game 5 with an overtime that is very anxiety-inducing for everybody. We'll have to wait and see. Let's see if this one actually goes almost 3 minutes again.
That's the kind of match everyone wants to see. Game 5, OT, 1-1. Bro, now getting a good flick.
Oh, Potato! The follow-up was perfect! All right, so that does mean King of Dire is now up by 2 because we had the scoreboard swapped and the color swapped. That is still very much so confusing me. Thank goodness I'm not colorblind.
It's a little confusing. If it's confusing us, it's probably confusing for people watching as well. But we're in it together.
To keep it straight.
Exactly. We're in it together, and we'll try to help you if you help us.
Yes.
Right?
So right now, we definitely can say that King of Dire is in the lead. They are. This next one, if they win it, they go into the grand finals. So if you want it to end swiftly, you're rooting for them. However, I'm rooting for the Eagles now because I want us to go to a game 5.
We will see if that happens. Please. Now almost give me the 50. Crayon off the side. We're going to put himself out of position a little bit.
Baby, that's a lot of touches, lots of possession. Potato trying to go for the follow-up off the tee-off, just couldn't find it. All 3 players, though, pretty bunched up right now for the team of the Eagles. Still managing to find a slight clear here. It looks like Pyro Slayer is going to go for the challenge, but misses it. Instead, just makes contact with Lee's car.
Crayon now getting over one pop. Not quite getting the clear that they're looking for. Please. Missing the touch off the backboard, but
Pyro! The whip.
Oh, no. That could have been very dangerous for them. But now they're quickly back on the offensive. Getting off the backboard. Gababe's going to clear it, though. Looking for a second. Doesn't quite get it. Lee. Sending it out. Lee is all over the place right now, getting touch after touch here.
Lee is typically a superstar-style player, so that does not surprise me. And they get a fantastic demo there at the mid. Will their team be able to capitalize on it, though? No, so please just have to create another opportunity. Does hit the ceiling, though, so Potato goes for the 50-50. Boops. Looks like Papasaur out of the way to try and get possession. Does manage to pop it over them. The collision between 2 members of the Eagles will result in some awkward car pileup here in the corner.
Potato now getting over one to Crayon. Not going to let it go undone. Crayon with the double. Oh, and Lee almost with the flick there. That was an excellent, that's the kind of demos I was talking about.
Yeah, I personally feel a little targeted when you say just go in for demos because I definitely am the demo frenzy person on the field who just is like, hey, look, I got rid of 2 of them. Why didn't you score a goal? Cran, though, that was good. Let's see if your team can follow up on the next one you do, though.
Not going to quite get there. Baby not saying it around the bend. Potato with a 50. Pro Slayer going to get the first touch. He's most likely going to get the clear, but Potato's going to be there to get a good 50 on it. 50 after 50. Who's going to clear it first? Oh. Shot from the sidewall is not going to quite get it. Pro Slayer not going to get the boost. Going to have to retreat. An open net. Oh.
Good baby. I don't know how you made it there in time, but you did. However, Flea already clearing it to the back third on the King of Dire side of the field. 50-50 results in the ball going wide of the net. Now finally we're going to get a challenge again at the 50-50 from Pyro Slayer. It looks like possibly Cran there, but Lee now bringing it across, placed around 1, off the wall, dragging it out of the mid. Your baby in mid-flight will steal possession away. Papasaur goes for the 50-50 against Pyro Slayer. Papasaur still managing to maintain it for a little bit, does pop it up in front of the goal. Cran goes for the secondary touch and will unfortunately drop the ball down on the ground. Gababy's gonna snag it, bring it up to the midfield stripe, play it around 1, but get demoed instead.
Double demo come out here in less than 2 minutes left. 0-0. Nobody has yet to score a goal, and I wouldn't say the pressure is very one-sided, but somebody's got to create some opportunities here. They've got to look for a mistake or just an opening of any kind here.
In that first 2 minutes, though, the Eagles were really struggling to dig the ball out of their back third, it felt like, for quite a bit of that time. They did find it. Thankfully, it didn't result in the goal, but 2 minutes with the ball on your back third is not a situation you really want to be in.
You know, in my experience from watching just RLCS and in general, also BSU, it tends to be the teams that, for some reason, oh, Crayon almost got an amazing goal there, that the teams that have it in their back corner the most somehow end up coming out on top at the end of the game.
I mean, if no goals are scored and you have possession and that much pressure on you for that long and you keep your heads cool, kudos to you. And yes, that is a trend I do notice as well. It's just that can start to lead to the breakdown of communication if the ball doesn't get cleared out of that back third for so long, because people start pointing fingers. They think someone's not in a good rotation when in fact, you know, everyone needs to fix something in that situation. It looks like it has been fixed since this has been so back and forth since that time you last.
The ball was just hovering over the Eagles net right there. That was dangerous. Over the Flea, now the flip reset can show off a little bit of mechanical skill. Unfortunately, it's all for naught as it was just to get the ball into the midfield and give a possession. But Gababy is going to, wow.
26 seconds though, we can see a goal scored in that amount of time, so that does put King of Dire right now up by 1. Can they go up by 2 to put themselves in a security goal situation? Because right now we are in a possible buzzer beater to lead us into overtime if the Eagles find one for themselves. That's what I want. I want the Eagles to find that one.
Oh yes, the colors are swapped. It is just a reminder, the colors and names are swapped.
Yes.
And there it is.
All right, so with that, King of Dire will actually win out their first game in a 3-0 sweep against the Eagles. So congratulations, guys. Now let's see if you can do that again, going against one of our top contending teams, Team Movement. However, I wish you luck in that, because they are not an easy opponent to go against whatsoever. And, you know, altogether, I feel like all 3 of these members, for a brand new team, did pretty gosh darn well. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
So going at it along can only get you so far, and ultimately, if you want to increase those chances of success, you have to level up your teaming skills. We just saw that, especially coming out from King Dire for being a brand new team. And you can see that even the Eagles have gone above and beyond where they started out here in the Esports Tower Rumble. Esports Tower really takes the time to create teams of well-matched teammates. And I'd like to give a shout out to Coach Jake. And if you're watching and haven't checked out Esports Tower Clubs, you definitely should. It's the fast track to help you rank up. Okay, I need some help, by the way. I've been saying Kings and King, and I've seen both our graphics say both things, so I'm gonna go with Kings of Dire because it sounds cooler. But if I'm wrong, roast me on Twitter. and I will take it to heart and make sure I fix it for the next broadcast. But right now, Kings of Dire, you guys took down the Eagles, which is not an easy feat whatsoever. And you're going to go against a Team Movement, who are Octane Grand Champions from our previous Week 6 broadcasts. So, good luck. It's not going to be easy. You get a couple minutes of a breather here, talk amongst each other. Hopefully you guys have a nice coach to talk to as well, who's going to give you some insider info after, they know what Team Movement does. I wish you guys good luck. However, we will be taking a short break so everyone has the opportunity to run to the restroom, grab some water, maybe go pet a dog if you have one, and we'll be right back here in a few minutes.
Growing up in Idaho, we have certain rules we live by. First rule, camouflage never goes out of style. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by. Growing up in Riggins, we have certain rules we live by. Look both ways before crossing the street. Fishing stories get better the more you tell them. Small town life makes your life anything but small. Never work alone when you go hunting. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
We're going to build bridges and hospitals in a day. We're going to save families from disaster and feed those left in the cold. We invite you to join us. The next greatest generation is now.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Broadcast the Esports Tower Rumble. We're broadcasting it from the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. And it is time for our Week 6 Octane Bracket Grand Finals. Team Movement won the Octane Bracket a few weeks ago, and we're looking to take down our newest claim to the second, looking to take down our newest team and their shot at the title, which is Kings of Dire. So good luck to Kings of Dire. I'm still your host, Artie Nerdy Bird Rain, and joining me on desk is Colin CMR, correct? CMJ?
CMJ.
I am so sorry.
Oh, yeah, it's all fine.
So, I am hoping that we go a full 7-game series here, genuinely, but we'll have to wait and see. I wanted a full 5-game series in the first series, didn't get it. So, Team Movement, give them a run for their money. and the Kings of Dire give Team Movement a run for their money. But before we jump into that game, actually, I want to take a moment, and all of us here actually want to take a moment to congratulate the Esports Tower Club members who have graduated from the clubs and have been offered scholarships across the country. Over the last 3 months, Esports Tower Club members have received over $1.6 million in scholarship awards. These students have not only worked hard on their in-game play, but have worked hard academically and have earned these scholarship opportunities. These players that receive these scholarships are talented, hardworking, and driven, and we could not be more excited to see the opportunities that they are getting. Congratulations to each and every one of you. We are extremely proud. Please let us know if you're going to go against any of the colleges that play against Boise State. Give us a little shout out on Discord. Give us a little notification on Discord, especially if you change your name. If you don't, then we'll probably recognize you. But congratulations to all of you, and we wish you all the best of luck. And we are going to be quickly moving into this game against Team Movement and Kings of Dire. However, Kings of Dire, we're going to give you some tips one last time before you go into this grand finals. And those tips come in the form of Doc's keys to the game presented today by Esports Tower. Those keys to the game in particular are create some mistakes, punish the overcommits, play the walls better, and demo in the goal. Doc's keys to the game are presented by esportstower.com, where you can improve your game sense, improve your team play, and improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. Good luck, Kings of Dire. Good luck, Team Movement. Let's see who wins out in this best of 7 series. And I just got told that these guys, I know I said let's all take a break. They said no, we're not taking a break. So we're going to be jumping into game 2 actually. And surprisingly enough, Kings of Dire are actually going to be up by 1. And before we actually get there, they have a minute. So we could take 1 minute. We get to look at this fantastic Unreal Engine Rocket League decal here created by some of our broadcast and some of our production members. Now we are finally jumping into game 2 here. 3 seconds have gone down. Potato with possession in the corner for King of Dire. Yes, these colors and the names are correct, thankfully. Ball does get cleared over to the back third of Team Movement side of the field.
All right, there's a lot of pressure from Eric. Baby. Now you can send it back out to the midfield. Potato might get a touch. Baby's going to get the second one, though. Potato slide jump there. Slide's going to go ahead and clear the ball off. Now the jumper's going to apply pressure. Jumper now getting the slight off this side. Pro Slayer's going to go and get the 50 from Bouncer. Potato's going to clear it. Now to the corner. Pro Slayer looking to get the second touch. Gets it, but it's not going to make its way towards the goal. Jumper's going to go and get 50. Bouncing out the shot on net. Baby with the save, sending off to the side of the field. Slider out to the midfield.
Bouncer does find the save there. Baby looking to dunk this ball down to Potato, but instead Jumper ends up getting in that passing lane. Has an open goal opportunity. Pyro Slayer does make it in time to force him across to the side of the field. Kevin Slider comes in to try and get an opportunity for a shot on goal. It's taken away by Potato. Bouncer now goes for the opportunity to cut in, gets possession of it. Pyro Slayer goes in, doesn't have pressure at all as the speed was not there coming out from Team Movement just yet. Ball still on the back third here. Kings of Dire looking for an opportunity to find their first goal.
Kings of Dire are keeping the pressure up. They're applying a tremendous amount of pressure here. However, though, Team Movement looking to make a comeback here. Slider sending it off the backboard, dropping down, not going to make a quite good touch here. Jumper off the crossbar there. Once again, Crossy is in nobody's favor and the best defense he could have asked for. Potatoes now going to go and slow down momentum a little bit. Going to flick out a pull shot. Slider now with a lot of movement to work with here.
Ball gets spiked up in front of Team Movement's goal. Pyro Slayer looking for an opportunity, does not find it. Bouncer has an opportunity to play this around Pyro Slayer, but took too many touches, something that we saw earlier, so that needs to be worked on. The pressure's there. Communicate that to your teammates so that they know they cannot stagger with that ball.
Jumper now at the 50 catch. Gonna hand it over to Pro Slayer, though. Oh, the demo coming out here. Jumper's going to get a shot into net. Oh! Well, it was almost a pinch by 2 players of King Dire turned into a goal. They got very lucky that didn't hit their own net. Oh, and it's good. The ball's going to go over Gababy. Gababy now is all decidable to work with, going off the ceiling. Not going to get a clear detachment from the ceiling. He's not going to get the shot. The Pro Slayer going with the 50 now. Gababy and Jumper are going to go for the instant challenge here. Gababy off the back. We're not going to get it, but Bouncer!
That was spicy.
That was a good shot. That's one of those ones where angle of the car has to be specifically in the right spot, or you're just going to hit the crossbar and your team's not going to be happy with you.
I mean, crossbar happens to everyone, but it doesn't move, in case you didn't realize that, so yeah, it's okay. It took us almost 3 minutes, though, to find that first goal. Let's see if we see more coming out from team movement. As I mentioned earlier, the one that goes up by 2 typically solidifies the victory for themselves already. However, taking so long to find that first one, Kings of Dire definitely have the opportunity to bring this one back and swing the pendulum in their favor.
Slider now with 2 touches off the bouncer's going to decommit from committing that, but jumper.
Wait, was that an own goal? No, that wasn't. Okay.
I believe Bouncer was in the net because Bouncer was bumping or demoing.
Oh no!
Both teams had the Brazilian fake kickoff idea there. Oh, but Bouncer's going to put an end to whatever Potato had going on there with the absolute dunk down on the field. The baby now in possession of the ball is going to get out midfield. Potato looking for the passing play, not going to quite get it.
I swear that kickoff double whiff is something that gets planned by these players at least once a broadcast ends up happening. I think it's hilarious when I see it. I know it's completely accidental, but it just happens so frequently here with Esports Tower. Y'all try to fake each other out too often.
It's not scripted, I swear. Now it's the baby. Now it's the ball. Going to get a shot on net. It's barely going to get saved, though. I believe that was...
Jumper! Almost had it.
Bouncer now getting a good 50 off the sidewall.
Oh no. Oh! That was like just a slight moment of not understanding who was going to put pressure on the player and who was going to be playing the defensive move there. That's when you got to open up those comms, because now team movement is only up by 1, and we are in yet again another situation where we could see a buzzer beater lead us into overtime. 20 seconds. Can the Kings of Dire find a goal for themselves and bring us there, or is team movement going to walk away with the game 2 victory, tying us 1-aside in the series? Because as we mentioned earlier, they already played the first game, because, you know, sometimes people just want to keep the ball rolling.
The advantage might be on Kings of Dire's side here. They might need a little bit of warm-up considering from that first game, though, but seems to still be on it. Oh, and there it is, going to end out with, I believe that was Team Movement taking the first game?
Yes, so congratulations, Team Movement. You guys walk away with the game 2 victory, tying us at 1-aside. No one's at match point, but that does bring us into a best-of-5 series now. No overtime seen just yet. I personally want to see more of it, so hopefully we'll have to see. If you were to give one tip to the side of the Kings of Dire, what tip would that be?
From that side of perspective, from what I saw, they're playing decently well. I would just say the double commitments, I saw just a little over commitment from them. And overall, I mean, this is something they really can't control, but the 50-50s they have going on, just if they can slightly tweak those to be a little more in their favor, maybe shorten up the rotations, they might see a lot more benefit from where the 50-50s lead them.
And my advice to team movement is take a few less touches and make sure that every single one of your clears has an intention and someone is aware that it's going to happen, because there are opportunities that you guys created for yourselves, but the momentum and speed was just not there. Let's see how this game 3 shakes out.
All right, a little bit of confusion. 2 players on a team movement side. Bouncer almost getting the turtle shot in the air for that one. Jumper now, ooh, the 50 is going to be absolutely killing the sidewall. Jumper's going to, unfortunately, 50 their own teammate here on team movement. Slider now sending it out. Gababy going to force the control to Potato. Potato's going to get the 50. Jumper with the shot is going to be the 9 by Gababy. Now Bouncer has a lot of room to play with here. Option just send it out to the corner. Gababy now going to set it out for the middle. It's not going to quite get there. Pro Slayer getting it over 1 and now to the sidewall.
Fire Slayer pops it off the wall, drags it down, but immediately it's with Kevin Potato looking to help them out. Does play it into the corner a bit more. Bouncer comes in, pushing the ball to the midfield. Fire Slayer will elevate, play it over 1, but can't get it past Jumper. Bouncer also at the edge will challenge Gababy, but that challenge results in Potato pushing forward with that ball. You know, slight cherry picking possession, finding goal number 1 for the Kings of Dire. Congratulations.
What a quality pinch coming off the sidewall for that. That just leaves Potato in such a good position to finish off the goal there. Already with Potato sending it down the field. Bouncer's going to go and get a touch there, though. Pro Slayer now getting over Bouncer, however. Pro's going to look to send it out to the middle for teammates. Not going to quite get that, though. A double commit from Team Movement coming out in the corner. Potato getting a slight touch off the sidewall here. Jumper now putting a shot into the net. Pro Slayer is going to save it, sending it off to the side. However, the slider is right there for the recovery. Bouncer now with the shot. What a coordinated set of moves from Team Movement there. That was well executed by them.
All right, we are now at the It's Complicated 0-0 as both teams have one goal for themselves. 3 minutes left on the clock. It could go either way. Both teams now looking for 2 goals apiece so they can be up by 1 plus have a security goal. We'll have to see if one can manage that. Currently, our score as far as the series goes is tied 1-1. Remember, everyone, they played that first one off screen, and because we did not see that ourselves, our scoreboard decided it was also going to have a heart attack.
It happened. Technology. Jumper going to get a possession of the ball. Is going to take it up the sidewall here. Nobody directly there to challenge. However, the baby gets up very quickly. The Slider's going to keep possession of the ball. Now Bouncer up. The Slayer's going to get the 50 right back out the back of the kick. The demo coming out here. Slider now getting the pinch off though. Not going to connect with any of the teammates. Now Bouncer's possession of the ball. Going to opt to contest though.
And one thing to note to anyone that is currently watching that has been with the Esports Tower broadcast from us for quite some time will know that Gababy and Potato are names that we have seen here time and time again. So despite this being a new team, they have some pretty gosh darn experienced members, and Pyro Slayer seems to be working into that mold just fine today. Let's see if this new team will have the opportunity to walk away with their first series victory in their first appearance. That would actually be pretty gosh darn awesome. However, Team Movement is not going to be going down right now without a fight. They're trying to put themselves a leg up in this series and get them up by 1 overall. They've got 1 minute and 35 seconds to find another goal and maintain that lead.
1-1 here. Like you said, 1:30 here. The baby now possession of the ball is going to fake out Slider a bit in a 1v1 situation here. Not going to get the ball into net though here. Bumping Potato out of the way. That could be dangerous for Kings of Dire. Taking it slow here.
Plays it around 1. Can't unfortunately get it past Slider at that last second. I'm not positive Slider actually got a touch on it, or the ball just sailed over them anyway. I'm going to say that Slider did actually do that though. Pyro Slayer sending the ball back over into the corner. One thing the coaches have stated though about the Kings of Dire is that they do have great side control and do put a lot of pressure on the back third. However, as we mentioned earlier, that pressure doesn't always result in goals, nor does it always result in a victory.
Oh. Wow. That was almost a very interesting team goal there. A passing play that resulted in a pinch.
We've seen it happen before. It's okay if it does happen, but thankfully it did not. Now we have Jumper making a fantastic pass over to, I thought Slider was a part of Jumper, but I guess Jumper beat them there. Now looking to dunk it down to a teammate. We have Bouncer, but they have double pressure on them. It does get a couple of slight touches coming out from the Kings of Dire, but not enough to let them fully get possession across that midfield stripe because it's volleyed immediately to the back third of the Kings of Dire side of the field.
Now Pro Slayer keeping that same momentum that they have going on here. Ooh.
And now we are in golden goal overtime. Let's see how this shakes out. You guys have all the time in the world to find that one perfect goal, but who's going to find it first is the question of the day.
Slider opting not to take that shot is an interesting choice. I understand the playing the passive slow side of it, but that could have been a well-played shot if you took the time a little bit.
I hope both teams realize that this is a best-of-7 series. That means you have to win 4 games. That can be very difficult because that's a lot of time and a lot of Rocket League to play and left to play. So no matter what, whoever ends up winning this game, they are not at match point just yet. So hopefully we see still good, clean Rocket League happening right now.
Perhaps it's best to move on to a policy of ending these games really quickly in terms of if they go into overtime, because playing 7 games at the max can be very, draining. And as soon as I say that, Pro Slayer is just going to end the game with a shot off the sidewall.
Not even a full minute in.
No.
And Slayer just comes in and says, okay, you two, I get it. I'm going to end it. So with that, Kings of Dire are currently up by 1 in our series. Team Movement has 1 for themselves as well. However, as we mentioned, it's a best of 7. No one's at match point yet. This could go either way. I personally want Team Movement to win the next one because that guarantees us another, we're going to see the full series, so to speak, because we did miss the first game. But that's what I'm hoping for. Are you hoping for the same thing?
Yeah, I think I'd love to see a best of 7, perhaps. But I'd love to see some domination for either side. So, you know what, just go out and play and win. Whatever side.
Win!
I have no bias.
We have Slayer pushing the ball against that back wall, but the rotation and follow-up was not fast enough, so the clear is already at the midfield. Gababy with 0 pressures. All 3 members of Team Movement have rotated in defense positioning. It does work out in their favor. They find a clear bouncer in the air, gonna drag it down, but immediately collides with Protato. Protato being the one to be the victor of that 50-50. Carl Jumper and Baby go for a challenge, allowing Pyro Slayer to actually in the air send it to the back third Team Movement side of the field.
Kings of Dire keeping up the pressure on the side of Team Movement. However, Jumper is going to get a good clear out here. Potato is barely going to get a hand on the ball, but now the net's rather open for them. But Kings of Dire are going to rotate very quickly here. Bouncer now in possession. Ooh, he's going to get blindsided 50. The baby now at the sidewall. Jumper keeping the ball out of danger zone for them. However, 2 of the players from Kings of Dire in the Team Movement's corner. And the Jumper going to take a shot on net. The baby is not going to quite be able to get the ball over the net. And that is going to result in Team Movement going up by 1.
Team Movement actually is in a very similar situation to where they found themselves in their last Grand Finals in Week 4 here for the Rocket League Rumble. They were down by 2. They didn't want to experience it, but they are, however, having won out that series, they know they can bring themselves back from this. It's just going to be a lot of hard work.
I just want to know, that's the second time in a row that we've done a fake kickoff from both teams and have just consequently faked each other out.
It happens, okay?
I just want to see it work for one side.
I do. I really want to actually see how that play is supposed to work out because I have yet to see it work one time because both teams do it.
It's supposed to be, an amazing passing play, 3-man play, or 3-player team.
I've never had the opportunity to see it.
I've had it pulled on me in my comp games, and let's just say it is very morally destroying.
All right, so I'm hoping to see a morally destroying fake-out play that doesn't result in both teams doing it. But alas, I can continue to beg as much as I want right now. Kings of Dire might be able to put us in that situation if they find the equalizer goal for themselves, or Team Movement as they put themselves into a definite security position if they find one more goal in the next 2 minutes and 41 seconds.
Rotate's going to really get a beaming shot out. Got to get the demo onto Bouncer there. Baby now getting a fake. Ooh, almost gets the flip reset, but Jumper is not going to allow that ball to go into their own goal, keeping the score 1-0.
Kevin's going to look for an opportunity to dunk this ball down to a teammate, but it's going to hit that back wall where Potato was waiting all the way at the midfield. Now Jumper forced to rotate back, leaves the ball for Bouncer. Challenge from Potato, ends up with the ball going wide and Baby snagging it off that wall, dunking it down. I believe that was Pyro Slayer, yes, but Pyro pushed it too far forward. Bouncer now gets to take a few touches off the back wall. Once again, dunking it down though, it ends up going to Baby, sends it to Potato at the mid. The possession's just not staying there off those 50-50s.
Potato now going to leave it out there. No other teammate is going to quite be able to follow up on that though. Slider keeping the pressure on the ball, but first Slayer's going to go ahead and get the 50 out. Bouncer getting bumped there is not going to quite get the clear that he'd like. Kababy now going to go and get the back pass here. Works kind of in their favor on the Slider, putting it right back into play. A dangerous cross-map shot there from Pro Slayer onto their own side.
We've seen those cross-map and back passes end up resulting in own goals and unfortunate outgoal opportunities. So let's hopefully not see any more of those this evening. We have Gababy right now with double pressure on them, one of them only being Slider, and Potato, though, nonetheless, able to find the equalizer. Got 1 minute and 6 seconds left. almost exactly where we were in the last game. Let's see who ends up winning this one out. Potato off the kickoff jumps over the ball, getting with the better touch on it. Baby, though, bringing the ball back to the back third of the Kings of Dire side of the field to their own side, results in it does finally getting cleared. Pyro Slayer looks for a shot, it hits the crossbar. Baby goes for the follow-up, not enough speed, hits the crossbar again nonetheless. Potato Baby colliding over here on the side. Will that be the breakdown of this offensive opportunity? Pyro Slayer not giving up just yet.
That attempted bump, Potato not going to inflict onto the crossbar. Oh!
What?
The pull shot coming out from Gababy to put Potato into the ball. 2-1, 32 seconds left.
All right, Team Movement, you've got 30 seconds. Find the equalizer here and send us into overtime. But you got to lay those demos. It's a real old Doc's keys to the game, but I'm also old, so I can roll off a bunch of them. Please lay the demos and do not let another goal go in. You need to find the back of the net. You've got 15 seconds to do it.
Jumper. Now outside, we're going to get a good clear. Nobody on the side of Kings Dire is quite in a position to get a good clear here and follow up on it. Oh, Potato's going to get to play on the side. Well, the Jumper's there, sending it off the ceiling. The second touch. Oh, no.
All right, so now Kings of Dire are going to be putting themselves very, very close to match point. They have 3 victories. As we mentioned, that first one we did not see because they are impatient. I get it. But Team Movement, you guys are not out of it yet. We've seen you pull back from these really dire situations. The pun was not intended, but it happened. Can you do it, though? You've got 5 minutes to start making that pendulum reverse its swing. What advice do you have for Team Movement right now?
For Team Movement to get back on the horse, keep the same pressure that they had going in the first game. I significantly noticed that Kings of Dire really took it back in that first half of the game. They were keeping the pressure, and their shots were on point there. If they really want to minimize Kings of Dire gaining their confidence back, I would say just switching it up a bit. Demo. It's surprising. I know it's really surprising to hear me say that. Not really. But just do it. It creates so much pressure, and it's so stressful for an enemy team to deal with.
All right, so there's the advice from the desk. Create pressure, get the demos. But for me, demo with a purpose.
Yes. Strategic demos. Targeted demos. Going back to the first match. Jumper now at the sidewall. Then they get a clear out to midfield. Bouncer. Going to keep it hovering in the midfield. Pro Slayer passing it down to Gababy. Potato going to attempt to get the clear, but the instant challenge coming out from Team Movement not going to quite allow them to get the pressure on. Potato sending out to the midfield. Gababy not getting clear communication with Pro Slayer. That could have been a shot on net for them. Oh, Jumper, I imagine was trying to redirect the ball into the net of Kings of Dire, but didn't quite work out in their favor.
Shot on goal a little bit awkward there from the King of Dire, unfortunately immediately resulting in the reverse happening to them. All 3 of them went into Team Movement's net, and then Team Movement just returned the favor. Between those 2 shots on goal, one of them was going to result in actually connecting with the back of the net. I mean, if you see 2 back-to-back open goals, it's bound to happen. But Gababy immediately finds the equalizer, so it don't matter. We're only a minute and 6 seconds into this game, and we're already right back to where we saw our second game of the series go.
Hopefully we don't see that mistake happen too often for both teams right there. Both teams had goals scored on them because they committed to a ball that they were not 100% able or capable of saving or making a qualified touch on it, and just making smart decisions on your positioning and what you go for can make or break the difference of whether you get scored or not.
This is definitely a rough situation though for Team Movement, so we do tend to see, in the words of Tacky, chinks in the armor, so to speak, at this point in time where people start to really have the pressure mounting on them. They are currently down by 2, and Kings of Dire are at match point. They can, as I mentioned, they can bring this back, though. We have Slider looking for the opportunity, but can't find that secondary touch. But the second one from Bouncer does find it, bringing us back to Team Movement being in the lead.
The ball by Bouncer was really there. The overcommitment coming out from King Dire, we did not see that a whole lot. What is happening into this 5th game here? That demo coming out there from Team Movement here is going to reset the rotations of Kings of Dire. However, though, Jumper now going to get clear out the wall. Pro Slayer almost getting The sidewall
And
touch.
there's another open goal!
Kings of Dire really need to take a second and slow down a bit, whether they're going for aggressive demos or just playing aggressively. We already see Baby into the other half of Team Movement's side.
All three of them.
They need to redefine who is on these position roles and what exactly they mean here. The Pro Slayer's going to get a creative little touch here. Baby, wow, what a touch coming out from Pro Taylor's not going to be able to finish it off. Pro Slayer's going to send it back around to try and get the goal here. Not going to quite capitalize on the opportunity.
One thing that I can definitely carry over from past broadcasts, having watched quite a bit of Baby and Protato's gameplay, Pyro Slayer can't speak so much to your gameplay, but I know for a fact that Protato, you are a fantastic defensive player, and you typically are all over the place, but you can create a strong presence for your team and a lot of goal scoring opportunities by working that midfield a bit more instead of doing these overcommits that you are currently having. Hopefully it gets rectified, but since I want to see this go all the way to a game 7, it don't need to be cleaned up just yet.
There's a shot coming out from Bouncing. Not going to quite get it though. Slider already putting the pressure right back on. Pro Slayer looking to clear the ball. Jumper making a wise decision to not commit to the 50. Leaving Bouncer position the ball, which is a smart choice because they're going to get it cleared. And Gababy's not going to get a good clear back on it. And Jumper, ooh, almost slotting the shot into the top right corner.
Pyro Slayer finds a clear challenge between Bouncer and Gababy, ends up with Gababy winning it out. And the follow-up from Pyro Slayer finds goal number 2 for the Kings of Dire, tying us to a side. 57 seconds on the clock. Kings of Dire currently at match point. Wait, what? All right.
I believe a fake kickoff was attempted there, but they didn't fake anybody out. In fact, Team Movement just went ahead and took the opportunity to put the ball in net.
All right, well, that's the unfortunate reverse side of attempting that.
And another open net.
All right, I'm fine with this. I am perfectly fine with this because that means Team Movement will be putting themselves at 2 in the series. I mean, 44 seconds, we have time for Kings of Dire to find 2 more goals, but there was a lot of mishaps that just occurred.
Kings of Dire really need to slow down here and reassess what positions and roles they're playing as a team and whether they're playing them as hard-stuck roles or if they're playing a very fluid team, which is traditionally the style they've been playing so far here, but it seems they've been messing up a quite lot of that.
That typically I think it's a sign of not keeping those communications open and being willing to say, I will stay on defense or I will stay at the mid. Sometimes you just gotta open up and be willing to play the more passive role in these situations. But Pyro Slayer has the opportunity to push his ball forward, but leaves it too far. There's no time left on the clock. Kings of Dire cannot equalize this one out. They might be able to get another morality goal, but Gababy's going to back pass it off their own teammate, just trying to keep this ball in the air. It is going to finally hit the ground, and with that, Team Movement is going to put themselves at 2 victories in this best-of-7 series. Kings of Dire still at 3. This can go either way. This next game will determine if Team Movement can put themselves at match point, but right now Kings of Dire are already there. So, how do you think it's going to go?
I think, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and play the anti-Nerdy Bird side, and I'm going to go with the Kings of Dire. I just think they really need to slow down. I think they need to reassess the definitions and meanings of a first, second, and third man, and playing for your team is not always a bad thing. In fact, it's always the good thing to do. Playing a little more passive in Rocket League isn't a horrible thing. You can do that and still play with pressure. It just happens to be their communication, I think, is lacking, and I think they need to slow down the pressure a little bit.
I think they probably took this couple of moments. It's about 1 minute that they get between rounds to rectify what in the world just happened at that last game. Let's see if it gets fixed up, though, or if we see those mistakes happening again. Got Gababy pushing his ball forward, pops it up for Pyro Slayer. We do see Protato hanging back near that goal line. More similar to how we typically see them playing, you know, taking advantage when they can, pushing forward, but communicating that push forward to their teammates is very important, and immediately rotating towards back into that midfield position yet again. It does look like they've cleaned up those comms.
Looking a lot more solid now so far, and I see Pro Slayer in a... I am very confused. Is that a Rule 1? that was going on right there. Either way, it left him with an open net, and Gababy's going to take full advantage of that and slot it in the net, leaving Kings of Dire up 1-0. With 4 minutes and 17 seconds left. And Jumper's going to go flying past the ball, centering it out for King Dire.
And it looks like Pyroslayer is going to choose to take more of that midfield presence role this time to allow Protato to push forward. Gababy looks to dunk it down to get possession away. Does not find it, but it does allow Pyroslayer a couple of seconds to get possession. Ball finally cleared across the midfield all the way to the back third. Off the back wall, we do see that Slider's going to get demoed. Gababy looking to put this ball in the net. Another demolition comes out from Protato into the net. Pyroslayer now coming in with Gababy rotating back. Respawns have happened. That is a slight reset coming out from the Kings of Dire.
I noticed Gababy going for the flip reset shot there, and I would have to contest that decision. Is that the smartest choice to go there? In terms of winning, I get it's a flashy play, but, you know,
Flip resets aren't easy.
They are not easy at all. I mean, once you get them down, it becomes kind of muscle memory in a sense. But if you're starting off, when I was starting off, I didn't have to make that shot.
I know someone who's currently champion ranked that's been attempting a flip reset shot on goal for the last year and 7 months and has yet to connect with it.
Yeah, I will say, at the champ level, you don't see a whole lot of flip resets happening a lot. At the champ level, it's still a lot of people sticking to core mechanics.
Got Gababy right now trying to play it around Slider. Slider tries to connect with it off a wall bounce. Can't find it. Ball at the midfield though. Jumper now pushing forward. Potato on the ground. Reads it perfectly. Pops it up, but it ends up going right back to Jumper. He's going to leave it for Bouncer, but Bouncer can't connect with it, so Slider's forced to push forward a little bit too far. Back pass from Jumper does result in Pyroslayer pushing the ball to that back wall. Off the back wall, though, there isn't a follow-up too fast from the side of the Kings of Dire. Gababy looking to maintain possession here. There's a slight breakdown in who's doing what. Protato goes for the disruption play. Gababy rotating back to the back third. Pyroslayer looking for the challenge. Ball finally at the midfield, dunked down by Gababy. Back to Bouncer.
Slider now rotating back. Protato the shot onto the net, but Jumper's going to keep it. Looks like Slider's going for the demo here. Doesn't quite get it. Getting it over Proslayer though. Off the crossbar. Protato's going to clear it. The Slider's putting it right back in the center. Pyroslayer's going to go ahead and clear it though. Protato now looking center out for the middle for teammates. Getting it over Pyro. Doesn't quite connect there. Challenging Jumper's going to get the challenge there. Ball's has lingering mid. Who's going to take control of it? A lot of open field.
Pyroslayer choosing to leave it for Gababy, which is smart. Protato hanging near that midfield again, looking to see if it does try to find a clear. It rotates forward, pushing that ball back towards the goal. Takes out one. Gababy pushing forward, challenging against Jumper. Can Pyroslayer find that connection? They will not before Bouncer is able to push it over them. Back on the back third, the Kings of Dire side of the field. We have Gababy working together with Protato to get across the midfield strike. Immediately sent back across the field by, I believe that was Slider. Now it's Bouncer following up to dunk the ball in front of the goal, but cleared away by Gababy.
There's Slider with a shot on net, but Protato's going to go to clear it. Leaving up in the air, Jumper putting it right back on the net, but gonna hit the sidewall there. Bouncer not connecting with the net quite yet. Gababy's going to go and take possession of the ball. Bouncer hard on his tail. Slider now with the bicycle flip off the sidewall. Is not going to quite get the clear, but Bouncer is going to get the clear. Proslayer setting it up, might get a second double touch here. Playing it slow, setting it down to the wall, trying to attempt to get it over Slider, but not going to quite get it. Protato with the 50 out in the center. Now off the sidewall.
Jumper's going to send the ball, and unfortunately off the hood of one of the Kings of Dire does result in an equalizer. 14 movement, and now 13 seconds left on the clock. This can go either way. This is what I wanted to see. Can Team Movement find game number 3 for themselves, or are the Kings of Dire going to find a second goal and walk away with the game with their 4th game victory and the series in their first ever team, well, as a team of Kings of Dire.
There it is. Going into a golden goal. I believe it's 3rd overtime?
Yeah. This is what I wanted.
This is exactly what you caught from the very beginning.
But right now, Kings of Dire, yes, I want you to have the opportunity to win a championship title for yourselves. But right now, I want Team Movement to win this game so that we go into another game.
I will say, if the Kings of Dire want to win this game, they've got to clear up this bumping that's coming out from Gababy and Potato. I really feel if they clean that up, they can really have a strong chance of putting one in the net on Team Movement here.
Potato dropping the ball over in the corner here on Team Movement's side of the field. Pyroslayer slowing down to fake out one of Team Movement's players. Pops the ball to Potato, who actually sends it right back to Pyroslayer. Just the angle wasn't quite right. Jumper now finds the clearing opportunity. It does end up with Gababy, though. Slider will elevate, looking for the challenge. Ends up with Bouncer, who's going to push the ball away from Pyroslayer. Maintains quite a bit of possession, but the shot on goal's a little bit too slow. 2 members commit, 3 members commit. That is pushing a lot of defenders out of position. Team Movement just needed to get those follow-ups quicker, and they could have had the opportunity to find that goal, find this golden goal for themselves a lot faster. But Slider will find it, and that does put Team Movement tied right now with the Kings of Dire.
Wow, that was quite the shot coming out from Slider there. I was really thinking that Kings of Dire was going to get this massive clear and catch Team Movement off guard, but Team Movement kept it together. They kept the pressure going on the entirety of that overtime and closed it out. So, you know, you chose well. You chose well with your team.
I just wanted to see another game. That's just all I'm asking for. And my wish has come true, since we are going to be going into our last game of the series. We are tied 3 games to 3 games. Who's going to win? I have absolutely no idea. I'm just very happy. I really hope this one goes into overtime, too.
That would be an epic game 7 right there, if it wasn't already. Gababy starting out strong with the pass coming down from, I believe that was Pro Slayer, off the ceiling. What a shot coming out, setting the tone early. Kings of Dire.
I mean, Gababy hasn't been even, you know, other people have tried to steal the Gababy name because Gababy is just that good of a player. They score a lot of goals. It's just they really need to be facilitated by their team, and it looks like Pyroslayer is doing a fantastic job of that. And Potato is also, like I said, strong defense, pushing forward at the right time. Just got to make sure they continue to communicate that, or we're going to end up seeing Team Movement walk away with the victory here, and the Kings of Dire unable to grasp a championship in their first appearance here within the Rumble.
Jumper almost getting a smart touch off. Gababy off the ceiling now, getting a flip reset. Once again, I had to contest the viability of a flip reset there, but I understand wanting to go with the difficult shot there, getting the demo off.
I will be honest, I'm going to take the heat for Gababy wanting to be flashy, because I have legitimately told high schoolers be a little flashy. There's even a gift stolen from one of these broadcasts where I said be flashy. So I'll take the heat.
I think if you can pull off the flashy, props to you. But I'll be the critical one here until you pop it off. Oh wow!
Bouncer, that was nice.
Bouncer's just going to put a clean ball in the right side field of Kings of Dire into the net with no contest.
I mean, holding on to core mechanics and just focusing on those, making sure you can do them consecutively and well, are things that people and recruiters do look for. So yeah, you can be flashy, but if you whiff it too many times, maybe just do the normal goals.
Take one from Bouncer. That was just a simple little aerial shot.
Pyroslayer's going to pop it up. Slider's going to dunk it right back down to Pyroslayer, which is interesting. Now a Potato pushing forward with possession. Don't take too many touches, though. 50-50 is going to result in Gababy coming in to help them out. Now at the mid, Potato's going to push it forward again. Immediately ended up with Bouncer, though, who pops it high in the air. Pyroslayer goes to the challenge against Jumper. Dunks it down. It's now on the back 13 movement side of the field. A shot on goal. Gababy getting spiked up at the last second.
Putting that shot right on the nose of the defender here, though. Pyroslayer going to clear it out. Keeping with the ball, keeping possession is a smart play here. Going to get a flick out to the sidewall, though. Nobody's able to quite follow it up, though. So Team Movement's just going to be able to keep their pressure on them. Gababy now passing out to Potato. Potato's going to attempt to get the flick out of there. Doesn't quite get it. Pyroslayer with a 50. Coming off Team Movement's sidewall here. Gababy's going to decommit from the 50 challenge here. Now taking it off the sidewall, gets the 50 challenge in Gababy's favor. He's looking to pass it out for the team.
Maybe had very little pressure except for what was immediately coming from Jumper. Hopefully they start recognizing those situations and looking for the back pass touches that they can possibly get. Protato's going to spike this ball forward off the back wall. Baby's going to look for another opportunity to send it to centering for a teammate. Protato now yet again pushing it forward, but immediately straight into both Jumper and Bouncer. Just taking the wrong angle and not choosing to push it to the side, instead going straight forward. Pyro Slayer going for another opportunity. It does get saved. Baby not giving up just yet. Ball in the corner. Jumper dunks it down to Bouncer. Protato putting the pressure on. Getting a back pass to Pyro Slayer can be risky, but it seemed to have worked out.
Attempting the air dribble to pass it out though, but Slider's going to be able to 50 it. Going to be bailed out by Baby though. Pyro Slayer now, attempted to get demoed, but ended up demoing Team Movement's player itself. Now with a minute 23 seconds left, still 1-1 Jim.
Overtime. No one score or both teams score one is what I'm requesting right now, so we can see another overtime. Got Baby here in the corner, trying to play it around two members, can't get it around Jumper, chooses to take one out in the process though. Respawns have happened. Protato gonna take a couple extra chip movements here to get this ball away from Jumper, finds the opportunity to do so, gets a shot on goal. That was absolutely beautiful, Protato. Now, Kings of Dire are currently up by one. We still have 1 minute and 1 second left. Team Movement has the opportunity to find another goal for themselves. We are still, if you're rooting for Kings of Dire, they are not out of the woods just yet. Buzzer beater situation is something we have seen plenty of times in this broadcast already.
Already with 45 seconds left in the game, it's up to Team Movement. The ball is on their side, technically and metaphorically right now, to score and tie up the game here. Jumper now with possession of the ball. Baby's going to get the instant challenge here. Bouncer though with the quick follow-up. Jumper disrupting into the backfield. Pyro Slayer not going to get a 50 out of there. Slider decides not to challenge. Sending it out to roundabout here. Slider now at the 50. Potato getting the second touch here. This could be dangerous for them. With 10 seconds left, winding down, Jumper has to do something here.
Bouncer, do what you did last time. Oh, no, ball is live in the back of the Team Movement side of the field. 2 seconds on the left on the clock.
Oh.
All right, congratulations, Kings of Dire. You guys definitely, earned that championship title for yourselves. Nicely done on your first appearance here within the Rumble. But Team Movement, you guys were ever so close. I really wanted to see the overtime. But, you guys fought very hard. Congratulations regardless to both of you, and I'm looking forward to see what you have in the future. And to everyone that's currently watching, if you want an opportunity like these guys get to, be seen by some extra college recruiters, talk directly to esports industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, and game producers, then you need to join the club. Esports Tower players get insider access to industry insights, and with our featured Rumbles, recruiters are taking notice too. It's a great way to score exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship. So congratulations to the Kings of Dire on winning your Week 6 Octane Grand Finals and for your first appearance here in the Rumble as a team. Nicely done. But before we end the show altogether, we are actually going to get a fantastic show match because there were teams that we showed on that card that we've not seen this evening, and that is the Esports Tower Gators and the Pangolins. But before we get there, I'm pretty sure I butchered that name. It's not a word I'm familiar with, and I'm very sorry. But before we get to that match, we are actually going to take a quick break.
And hospitals in a day. We're going to save families from disaster and feed those left in the cold. We invite you to join us. The next greatest generation is now.
Growing up in Riggins, we have certain rules we live by. Look both ways before crossing the street. Fishing stories get better the more you tell them. Small town life makes your life anything but small. Never work alone when you go hunting. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by. Growing up in Idaho, we have certain rules we live by. First rule, camouflage never goes out of style. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
A rogue virus. No jobs. Sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Broadcast the Esports Tower Rumble. We're broadcasting it from the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena, and it's time for our final series of the night. Hello, production! It is time for our final series of the night. It is going to be a best of 5 between the Gators and the Pangolins. And as I just found out, that is how you pronounce it. I believe I might have actually still butchered it. They're a super little cute creature that looks like a cross between an armadillo and an anteater, and I didn't know they existed. So thank you, Esports Tower, for educating me on the existence of a creature that looks somewhat like a tiny little dragon with no wings. I am still your host, Artie Nerdy Bird Rain, and joining me on desk is still Colin CMJ, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm finally getting it down. On our last broadcast together for the semester, I finally got it right. All right, so in honor of this being our last broadcast, we are doing something a little bit special because you're leaving for the remainder of the summer, which I totally get. One of us doesn't have a life. And with that in mind, we're going to make a bet on who's going to win. And I want to kind of be rooting for Team Pangolin here because I butchered their name and they're an adorable little creature. So I'm going to be rooting for them if that's okay with you.
Oh, yeah. I'll take the Gators.
All right.
I'm confident. I think I chose right the last time for the record. So currently 1 for 1.
And I am 0 for 1, and that continues to be a trend in almost everything that I guess. However, if that ends up being the situation here, the punishment for whoever loses is going to be able to take a shot of some delicious spicy habanero sauce that I keep here in-house all the time for everything that I eat. So either one of us is going to end up in pain. We'll have to wait and see. Pangolins, please pull through for me so I can actually have a little bit of enjoyment today. And so the Pangolins, specifically, I have some words of advice for you, but they also do apply to the Gators as well. You guys have heard these plenty of times before, and those words of advice are coming from Doc's Keys to the Game, presented today by Esports Tower. The keys to the game are create mistakes, punish the overcommits, play the walls better, and demo in the goal. Score pro advice at esportstower.com, where you can improve your game sense, improve your team play, and improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. All right, Gators and Pangolins, who's going to come out on top? You've got one caster on desk rooting for each team. We might be a little biased, but we will not be mean at the end of the day. So good luck to everyone tonight and everyone who's watching on Twitch. Please don't make fun of us too much if one of us cries today.
I think in the wild, I think a Gator would win. So, I'm gonna go with what would win in the wild.
All right, that's a valid point to make. We've got Tove pushing forward right now. Some of these names I'm definitely going to butcher. I'm going to try my best, though.
So there's one getting one off the bat. Will it be COD? 2K?
Yeah, I'm going to go with COD.
I think Call of Duty 2K and the year 2020. Works out. Ace1 going to get a bump here. Eagle Slayer is going to fall off the wall. With State now sending it back around the roundabout. Back into the middle of the Pangolins. Still for nearly a minute into this game, and nobody's quite made any real shots on net here. State's going to go in and attempt to catch the ball here. He's going to get it off the wall, sending it back into the sidewall. Might have a shot here. What a shot by State.
All right,
Wow.
so Gators are up by 1. I will give a quick little shout out to State. I absolutely adore the wings being on the car. One of my favorite Rocket League players is actually Crow Shiny Wings. So if that is a reference to that, I appreciate it.
We'll say it is. We'll say it's a reference.
Got Cod pushing it off the wall there. Twiz TV keeping an eye on it. Tove looking to get in that passing lane, trying to cut in. Ends up allowing her to Twiz TV to end up with possession, looking to play it around Free Ink. They do get it around 1. Can they play it around Slayer? They will not. Slayer will push it forward to the midfield. Tove, though, volleys it right back to the back third on the Penguin side of the field. Cod finding the clear, crossing the midfield stripe. State immediately taking it away. Already on the back third of the Penguin side of the field.
Cod almost getting into Rule 1 right there.
I wouldn't have minded it.
Tove now going to be shot the sidewall. Might be falling to State. Not going to quite get there, just a bit outside. Twiz probably going to look to re-follow this up. Not going to quite get that though. Tove sending it back up to the corner. Sending the shot from their own goal. State getting around 2 defenders. The demo coming out though. And now the ball is being sent back to the sidewall. Off of it, Tove looking center. Doesn't quite get it though. Now State, ooh, just barely off the shot though.
Free Ink gonna push forward. State has an opportunity to cut in. Instead, Tove's gonna be the one to find it first. All 3 members of the Penguins kind of stacking up over here in the corner, need to spread out a little bit. Even if they have a goal scoring opportunity, they cannot leave their own goal wide open. Wiz is gonna push forward, has Tove for assistance. Tove goes to try and push out that goalkeeper, but instead visits it. All 3 members committing. State pushes forward, gets a shot on goal, finally cleared out by Cod. Tove looking for an opportunity to return the volley. Instead will get demoed, but did find that volley nonetheless.
Wiz now almost with a beautiful shot on that. Doesn't quite get it. Centering out back now. State in the center around the corner, looking for a double touch here. Or second touch, I should say. Doesn't quite get it. Wiz now going to pop it up in the air. Going to go and follow it up. Doesn't quite connect it onto a goal or pass. Tove being the 3rd man. Ooh, a very unfortunate touch here puts the Gators in an interesting situation here. The Penguins have a chance to score here off the crossbar. Doesn't quite get it.
No, the crossbar.
Free Ink.
Okay,
Oh.
thank you. Thank you, Free Ink.
That was a very interesting 5 seconds right there. That could have been very bad for Penguins.
Especially because that means their net was wide open.
Oh!
And anyway, Tove immediately
is
like
going to
deletes it.
Put on a show. The Gators are now up 2-1 with a minute 33 seconds left.
I made the stakes in this loss too high for myself. Fine.
It's game 1.
It's game 1. I have faith in the Penguins. Besides, we still have almost full 90 seconds left for the Penguins to find that equalizer because the Gators technically need another goal to be sitting pretty for the remainder of this series and then have perfectly clean Rocket League without letting a single ball go through their net. Otherwise, they put themselves right back where they are right now, which is buzzer beater situation and could lead into an overtime.
Slayer sending it back around, possibly for the back pass.
60 seconds left on the clock.
Quite get it though. Wiz going to send it out though. Cod now getting the pass back up to midfield. Tove is going to take advantage of it. The missed touch by Slayer puts them in an interesting situation. The Free Ink's going to go to clear it for him.
Slayer demos 1 while pushing forward. Can they keep this ball away from the Tove? They will not. Tove, though, pushes it too far off that wall line. Caught to get a touch on it. We have State doing an interesting back pass to the midfield area. Does end up getting spiked up there between a 50-50 between Tove and one of the Penguins players. Slayer going forward. 2 of the Gators will challenge. Ball kind of dead in the air here. Twiz will take that opportunity to take a shot on goal with Free Ink pushing it to the side. Tove centering it back up off the back wall. Will they get another touch? They will, but they collided with State at the same time. That might have messed up that shot. Now a clear opportunity coming off from Cod. Will finally find that midfield strike. Tove immediately returning it to that same area though.
The Gators got a little lucky with that, and now with 0 seconds left on the clock, the
Come on,
next time the ball
Penguins!
touched the ground,
Penguins! Come on, guys!
the Gators are not opting to slam this ball to the ground. They're also looking to keep this up, but nobody's quite there.
All right. All right, that's game 1. This is still a best of 5, but the Gators have the first victory. Your team's doing better than mine, as per usual.
It's game 1. It's game 1. We'll stay optimistic, but I won't say anything yet. No, I won't.
Nothing at all?
Except keep doing what you're doing, Gators. You're doing perfectly fine as you are.
Demo Tove or Twiz. That is my legitimate advice right now going to the Penguins. Good luck, everyone. We still have at least 2 more games of Rocket League left. We'll have to see how these next 5 minutes shake out, though, because if the Penguins cannot come out on top of the Gators in this one, that is going to put the Gators at a match point. I personally, of course, are rooting for the Penguins. Let's go!
I'm a little disappointed the Penguins actually don't have an actual penguin as their icon.
I think it looked too much like an armadillo.
True. If it was just a white and orange, that'd be a little...
Oh, there we go.
There's the demo. They're taking your advice so far, but now it's out in the middle. Nobody on the Gator side is going to quite be able to capitalize on it. State now at the sidewall is going to get a good clear. 2 of the Penguin defenders committed to that ball, not getting any success at the clearing it. COD, however, off the sidewall. Oh, he's going to get a great pinch. Not going to quite connect to the goal, though.
All 3 members are right back there, though. Come on, guys. Keep this pressure up. We have caught off the back wall, and then we have another touch there. It looks like from Slayer, but just wasn't quite at the right angle. Not giving up on those opportunity yet, though. COD had the ball for a few moments. Free Ink at the mid gets another volley, just immediately sending it to that back third, though. You got to make sure you're communicating to your team that you're waiting and hovering and that you're going to do this again. They take the shot, but Tove immediately redirects it to that midfield area. And now Free Ink is alone on that back there to the Gator side of the field. You don't really want to see that. Communicate those rotations. Do not be sitting flat tired on the back there. You go inside the field, leaving one person up, pushed up to try and do, the shot on goal and the rebound shot all by themselves.
I would understand if they coordinated a big clear for that, but how that was standing, I understand. I agree that having one player leaving 2 to defend against the shot on net is, it's State. Is always going to capitalize on that. Looks to be 3 defenders in the Penguin side defense. State shot on net did not quite get through Slayer, though. Slayer not the ceiling. Looking for a shot. Doesn't quite get it. Tove staying up the sidewall. Look to go for the instant challenge off the ceiling. Twiz going to go to recenter it back around the corner.
Slayer actually finds the clear and touches it down to make sure State can't get another touch on it. Tove, though, volleys it to the back there to the Penguin side of the field and finds our first goal 2 minutes and 14 seconds into this game, too. That took quite some time, so no bets yet on Gators walking away with the Game 2 victory. Still can go either way. Penguins just need to find one for themselves. Can they do it, though? That's the question I need answered.
Nobody can see it, but my arms are up making a field goal.
Yes, yes. Colin is very happy.
Very, very pleased with the Gator performance here. They are playing decently well so far here. They need to keep up the pressure they have so far, and the rotations are looking absolutely beautiful in how they're playing, with State being the spearhead for nearly everything they're doing. And I believe, I would say, if I can take a guess, team captain, I would say it's State. But as we see, though, Slayer is going to lead the ball to be clear. It's going to be bicycle kick, though, but Tove's going to come back and center it, though. Slayer's going to go and get a slight clear out of here. State sending it up the wall. Doing a slight bicycle kick off the wall. Doesn't quite play it off well, though. Free Ink. Tove with the shot to backboard. Is there anyone going to be there to clear it? Not quite, though, but Khan is going to be there to contest it. And is going to clear it. State's going to send it right back in the middle.
State trying to center it up for the follow-up from a teammate, but is not finding that follow-up from anybody as they were both hovering by the goal, but an open goal opportunity. And Twiz immediately capitalizes on it. Cohen's got this cheeky little smile on his face right now. Gators, you're currently up by 2. You are in the best position possible. We've got 90 seconds left. That's 45 seconds per goal, Penguins. Please pull through here. I am begging you.
Oh, and State already in the shot.
No!
State with the shot off the ceiling wall, putting on a show for all of us.
State is wanting that punishment for me. I understand. It's fair. I bet it against you.
State probably was a little offended.
That's fine. Channel that anger into good gameplay.
see it as helping out the program.
Yes, we've got Free Ink pushing forward. Now Slayer will elevate with possession here in the corner. We have heard the announcer in-game, and your announcers here on desk will say it as well. 60 seconds left. Slayer finds goal number 1 for the Pangolins. 2 more. Can he do it? Can they do it? They've got roughly 20 seconds per goal. It's doable, but they need to play absolutely perfect Rocket League and not just leave Twiz with no pressure here off the wall. Okay, Tove pushed it too far forward. Free Ink went for the challenge. Slayer finds the clear. It's in the corner. Todd's gonna push forward, but immediately State's gonna take it away, bringing it up the wall. Looking to dunk it down to Tove, and Tove immediately is grateful for that, but it's taken away yet again. Ball in the corner. Slayer looks like they were trying to go for a center up, but the angle was just not right as we are now crossing that 30-second threshold. 22 seconds left on the clock. Can the Penguins find 2 goals at 1 and 10 seconds each? I don't know.
There's State in the air, putting on some aerial skills, and with less than 13 seconds left, can the Penguins put anything up on the scoreboard besides the 1 goal that they already have? Caught, getting around 1. State the only defender in net, gonna clear it, but Free Ink's already up for it. Now with 2 seconds left, can they? No, they cannot.
No!
And with the timer hitting 0, however, the Free Ink, Free Ink cannot keep the ball up, and that is game 2 going to the ET Gators.
All right, so the Gators are now at match point. Pangolins are struggling a bit.
Very happy time.
For you, it's a very happy time right now. I totally understand. Gators, you guys are doing fabulous. Pangolins, you guys just... I said this earlier in the broadcast. You need to be doing things with a purpose and make sure you're communicating that purpose to your teammates. No one has ESP in this world, I promise you. If someone says that they do, they're probably lying. With that in mind, let's move on to our game 3. Gators currently at match point. Will they win out and make Colin a very happy human being for the remainder of today? And will I end up this evening crying because my mouth is on fire? The next 5 minutes are going to tell.
It would make it interesting if the Pangolins can secure another game.
I want them to secure another game. Are you kidding me?
Secure their first game already. Oh, but Free Ink is going to deny State the first goal of the game here. And now with Slayer. Oh, Slayer with a potential shot, but not going to get it after being demoed. State now with a lot of room to work with. Is going to get it around 1, but Slayer now with the clear. Off the ceiling, Tove getting back onto the crossbar. Going to be saved by Cod. Saved again by Cod. Wow.
My anxiety is mounting. We've got all 3 members of Pangolins, 2 bunched up, and State immediately comes in, sniping that ball into the net with a great cut in. 45 seconds in, Gators are up by 1.
You cannot rely on 1 player to save the ball 2 times for you and then immediately replay that player's sacrifice with allowing the ball to go into your net. You need to communicate these things and play around your teammates. And Free Ink going for the demos feels personally here not a rule 1,
nope,
but a very long bump going on there. Some miscommunication going from 5 players that are on that side of the field of the ET Gators. Now getting over 1, gets the second flick, and Tove is going to get a beautiful flick over 3 of the defenders, now making the game 2-0, 3 minutes and 40 seconds left.
Plenty of time for the Pangolins to bring this one back. Off the kickoff, though, ball immediately goes to their side of the field. It looked like there wasn't even really a true attempt from the Pangolins off that kickoff. We'll have to see if they can clean this one up. We have Cod playing around Twiz. Can't get it around Tove, though. Free Ink pops it up, but Tove finds it right on the ground. Cod looking for an opportunity. Actually has Slayer jump over there to take the shot on the goal. Twiz TV now bringing it up. Slayer looking to chip in and get pressure on them, but whips it, unfortunately. But off that back wall, Slayer does have possession, trying to drag it down into the net, and does! Yes! Thank you, Slayer. We have 3 minutes and 4 seconds for you to do that 2 more times. Without letting the Gators do it again.
Already. Free Ink already setting it back on sidewall. Oh! The bad 50 coming out. Doesn't allow Twiz. Oh, but Cod's not going to get the challenge off the sidewall successfully. Slayer is going to decommit from that. Free Ink now getting the clear here, though. Tove, Cod now sending out just centrally out the middle. Free Ink's going to contest it with the challenge. Cod there to pick up the slack. State is going to get a missed touch there, but Tove's going to clean it up. Sending out to the side. State getting an interesting little flick. Tove missing it. Oh, Freak had the chance, but got bumped all the way to the ball. Desert Eagle, I will say the Penguins have really cleaned up the way they're playing here. If they can just cooperate just a little bit closer together, cut the rotations a little bit in half, I think they could really amount to getting another goal here.
Got Cod pushing it to the corner. It's sent back towards
An open net.
Slayer. The communication breakdown between Cod and Slayer, I think, made them fearful of bumping each other. Shot on goal, a little bit too flat. We need a follow-up faster there from either Free Ink or Slayer. Double commit there from the Gators. Can the Penguins capitalize on this one? State's just gonna roll the ball forward yet again. Slayer elevating, dunking the ball down at the mid. No one pushing forward from their side fast enough though. Free Ink yet again pops out. Twiz is gonna take down one of the Penguins, so they're down one player for 2.4 seconds, I believe. Respawn has happened. State going in to create pressure. Whiffs the touch on that ball. Twiz goes for the challenge. Takes out Cod in the process. And we see another demolition. So Penguins down 2 players. Will Respawn on their back. Third shot on goal. High right. Perfect placement coming out from State. Hard to deny that one. Gators now up by 2. Their goal score is currently at 3. Penguins down. Sitting down at the 1 mark with 1 minute and 12 seconds left. Can they bring this one back and start the reverse sweep? I'm really praying that they do.
The ET Gators switching gears just a little bit with the demos. That was something I was not expecting the Gators to come out with. They are playing to their strength and their strengths alone here. However, the Penguins definitely have a shot here with less than 50 seconds left now. They've got to turn up the heat a little bit, or else one of the casters on the desk will have to be turning up the heat as well with hot sauce.
Yes, I've got 40 seconds, guys. I believe in you. You can. We've got Free Ink pushing forward, plays it around 1. Can they get it past Tove? Dang it, Tove, you cut it too quickly. You're just too much of a defensive powerhouse right now. Caught. Only Free Ink, you two are both bunched up right now. They have the okay, spreading out. That's great, but get this ball away from Tove, please.
An open net shot opportunity. Nobody's on it. State is going to clear the ball. They have another chance.
Come on, Ink!
And Twiz is just sitting waiting for boost here.
That was calculated, actually.
8 seconds left here. It seems the final nail is in the coffin here. Unless a miracle, but that is no longer an option. And the ET Gators will walk away with the 3-0 win. Congratulations.
ET Gators.
You have made my day. And quite possibly my week.
You can see my punishment on Twitter, everyone. But congratulations, Gators. You guys did a fantastic job. Penguins, I'm going to be rooting for you for a while now because I'm not going to be able to live this down for a hot minute. And it's okay. I totally get it. Sometimes it just happens. Just, next time, demo State. I said demo Tove earlier. I was wrong. But, if you also want the opportunity not only to make someone suffer on the desk, but be seen by expert college recruiters, talk directly to esports industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, and game producers, then you need to join the club. Esports Tower players get insider access to industry insights, and with our featured Rumbles, recruiters are taking notice too. It's a great way to score exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship. Okay, we have one last task to complete. ICCU player of the game.
That one, I had to give it State. If it's my choice, I'd have to give it State simply because in the short amount of time that State played, really popped off. I think State was the glue that held the game together. Tove was there along with it, but I think it's either State or I have to give it to Slider from the grand finales.
All right, I am actually going to give it to Pyro, our newcomer on the field, and also for our new team, because you guys, you did an amazing job, and you managed to walk away with a championship title on your first appearance here with an Esports Tower. So, yeah, mine's going to go to Pyro. We'll have to see who's right, though.
Solid choices.
I mean, together we have 3. I think if we're going to play the little choose me game, you're probably right on your 2 choices.
One of them. Probably one of them.
You're going to give yourself 1?
It depends what production decides to do in terms of either they're just going to do the grand finales. I would love for State to be. I'd really love for State to be.
State, you did really pop off, I'll be honest.
All of team movement was really solid all around. I thought they were really solid players throughout the entirety of their game. I think they just fell short just a little bit.
And it does look like it's actually going to be Kyle Bouncer from Team Movement. So that wasn't one of your guesses, right?
No, I said slider.
Okay, yeah. And it looks like we got a cute little potato emoji because you haven't sent us your selfie yet. So please get around to doing that, guys. We absolutely adore being able to actually put you on broadcast. But congratulations, Kyle Bouncy. You are our ICCU player of the game. And the ICCU player of the game is brought to you by the Idaho Central Credit Union, who believes a great player makes the team more successful, just like Idaho Central is helping members achieve financial success. Kyle Bouncer is the Idaho Central Credit Union player of the game. And as we, prepare to close out the evening, do you have any big takeaways?
I think every team played very well at given times. I think just understanding your strengths and your weaknesses and understanding the core mechanics a little bit. Your positioning and what your position in the team matters as a first, second, or third person in that rotation. Your boost management, and along with some key understanding of getting creative with your passes. Off the ceiling, in the midfield, really hard off the backboard. Doing these different kinds of things really sets you apart from just sending it around the corner bend.
Okay, well, my big takeaway is you remember to do things with a purpose. And also, if I continue to butcher names, I'm going to continue to suffer after broadcasts. But overall, congratulations to all of our teams in this week six Octane bracket. And Kings of Dire look really strong, coming out swinging, taking the top spot. And, doing that in a 7-game series is definitely not easy. Also, congratulations on Team Movement. You guys did a fantastic job. Nonetheless, make sure to join us next week for more exciting Rocket League. Tune in at, I believe it's going to be 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on Wednesday as usual. And we're going to close out this broadcast of the top 5 plays of the game presented by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your critical thinking skills into real time with more than 10 jobs offering $20,000 in bonuses and your degree of choice paid for. They're the best team out there, and if you're interested, reach out to them on Twitch at iGuard Gaming. With that being said, I hope you all have a lovely rest of your evening. If you'd like to see my punishment, it will be on my Twitter, and my handle has been on screen for the majority of the broadcast. Check it out there, and, stay safe, stay happy, and we'll see you next week.